I've decided to post this video over several increments rather than doing one long video, which is probably a mistake, because usually if I do part one, part two, part three, people tune in for part one, and then nobody cares about part two, part three, or part four. But in any case, I'm going to do it that way, just because I'd rather just break it up that way. And I think there might be more interest in this particular subject that might inspire greater engagement, but who knows? Who knows? In any case, it's helpful for me to talk about this, to get it, just to put it out there into the universe. So the last thing I was saying, I accidentally got cut off in the first video. Last thing I was saying was there were people talking, conspiracy-minded people were immediately saying, some were, oh, this shot could not have been, was not possible, unless it was some professional sharpshooter, some expert. Only an expert could pull off a shot like this. But the truth is, the fact is that is not the case. The shot that Tyler Robinson allegedly took was from a distance that somebody who was a competent, competent with a rifle, like say a hunter, somebody who had history hunting, which Tyler Robinson has had in his lifetime. He grew up in a hunting family. He was using, allegedly, his grandfather's rifle. So, he had a grandfather who had a hunting rifle. His father hunted. He probably went hunting with his father and his grandfather. I mean, in some ways, it's part of the whole, very conservative Mormon family that he was a part of, that he was rebelling against, apparently at that time, because he had quote unquote discovered that he was, that he was gay or whatever you call it when you have a boyfriend who's transitioning to a female. Is that still gay? I guess maybe you would claim that's heterosexual, but maybe in a white, like, I guess the word queer is being used to just talk in a wider sense about anything that's out of the ordinary sexually. So maybe it'd be safest to say queer about him, about his his own sexuality. But back to the point that I began with. Tyler Robinson, he was not a expert marksman, but he was probably a competent shooter. He knew his way around guns. He grew up around them. He had his grandfather's rifle, again, allegedly. Again, I'm open to, when I'm saying all of this, I'm not saying this is a open and shut thing for me. I'm just telling you why I'm comfortable believing the official story at this point. So it was not, there was nothing strange about us. I mean, it's terrible. It's tragic. It should not have happened, in the sense that no murder should happen. No innocent person should get murdered. But there's nothing strange or out of the ordinary about somebody going to this event, this Charlie Kirk event, and shooting him from a roof, and then fleeing the scene after the shot, which is the official story of what happened, what Tyler Robinson did. Okay, nothing unusual. There's nothing there. There's no anomaly there. There are things that people talk about with the trajectory of the bullet, or whether, as I understand it, the bullet didn't pass through Charlie Kirk's neck, which is, I guess, unusual, but as I understand, not impossible. So if it's within the range of, reasonable, even if it's not typical of sort of a thing to have happened, then I'm not fazed by that quote unquote anomaly, if you want to call it that. So, all right. So, and if you want to say there's no way he's just a patsy, he's like, there's no way he could have done it, and maybe I'm open to Tyler Robinson being a patsy, but here's why I'm leaning towards him not being a patsy in this case, because not everyone is a patsy. Not every shooting, not every public shooting involves somebody who's a patsy, who's been set up by dark, nefarious forces in intelligence or what have you. Even though there's a lot of them are, believe me. This is not. You're not. I'm not a. I am a conspiracy I'm a proud conspiracy theorist. Okay, but in this particular case, I may be bucking the trend. Okay, but we saw afterwards, in that awful montage of thousands and thousands of seemingly normal people. This is something I did a video about. This is something I wrote about on my Substack page, of seemingly normal people who have infiltrated so much of what of normal, quote, normal town USA. These aren't people who, you would meet and think, somebody like that would never make a blood-curdling video laughing and jeering about a man getting assassinated, and how he hopes that his entire family gets assassinated too. And, but these were the kinds of things these people were saying. And you can go to a lot of places, but you can also look on my Substack page. I have an article about this. The demonic left is what I call it. And I call it that. I have that title reluctantly, because I don't really like, there's a trend right now to just call everything demonic. And even though I believe in demonic, in the realm of the demonic, I don't want to just go off calling everybody who does something or who behaves in a way that I find disagreeable demonic. But it's hard to avoid that designation when watching these videos, seeing these people and their ghastly, grotesque, joyful reactions to Charlie Kirk getting murdered. All right. So you really think, given that there's thousands and thousands of people out there who were openly saying that they love the fact that he was murdered, given that fact, you think that the idea that somebody out there, just some schmuck who's not connected to anyone, but who, I don't know, but who hates Charlie Kirk and has a background in shooting, has learned about aiming and shooting prey from being on many hunting expeditions in his lifetime. You really think it's so implausible that some young schmuck like Tyler Robinson could pull this off, could do this, could pull off this very pull-offable shooting? It wasn't like, I mean, it's a shot that I would have trouble making. And most people who don't have training in firearms would have trouble making. But if again, somebody who's a trained hunter, it's not so hard. It's not so difficult. And the fact that there wasn't that much security isn't really is a red herring, because there'd never been much security at Charlie Kirk's events. That was par for the course. He wanted to be close to the people. He wanted to be accessible. That was his whole deal. That was his shtick, if you will. Although that sounds cynical. I don't think it was just shtick. I think he was sincere about it. So there's nothing that's crazy or unusual about the idea that Tyler Robinson could have gotten on the roof, fired the shot at Charlie Kirk, hit him, and then fled the scene without getting apprehended by security, because there was no real security to speak of. And there's nothing at all that would suggest to us that some random, like Tyler Robinson, not saying that to put him down, but I'm a random too, but just that somebody somebody who wasn't known, wasn't famous, was just an ordinary citizen, but who happened to have this pathological hatred for Charlie Kirk, which it seems was shared by thousands and thousands and thousands of other citizens of the United States, who, as we saw by the outpouring of awful videos posted and tweets posted, it's not even that unusual. So why would you look askance at the notion that he did it? And it's not like he did it, again, it's not like he did it against incredible odds, because the shot was completely plausible and there was no real security to speak of. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing.